Hey everyone, I'm Dr. Tom Neblett with 4 Points Family Chiropractic. I want to welcome you to our Living to 100 webinar series. Today we're going to explore a fundamental aspect of health that often goes overlooked, and that's balance, specifically physical balance. By physical balance, I mean the ability to evenly distribute our weight that enables us to remain upright and steady. It's not just about standing on one foot, although if you're between 18 and 49, you should be able to stand on one foot for a full minute. If you're 50 to 59, that's 40 seconds. If you're between 60 and 69, you should be able to stand on one foot for 30 seconds if you've got adequate balance. But balance is crucial for every movement that we make. So in the next few minutes, we'll be discussing why balance is so important, its numerous health benefits, and also how we can improve our balance. Joining me today is Jeremy Ellis. He's the owner of Bldg Coaching and my personal physical trainer. He's going to talk about the challenges he sees with his clients with regard to balance and also how it helps him. And he's going to demonstrate some exercises you can perform at home to help improve your balance. Welcome, Jeremy.
Hey, thanks a lot, Dr. Neblett. Hey, it's great to be with y'all today. I'm happy to be here. One of the things that we focus on a lot here at Bldg Coaching with our members and our clients is balance. It's often part of a program that goes overlooked, but we understand the importance of it and how that plays part into everything else that we're trying to accomplish as well. So I'm extremely excited that this is the topic today and happy to be with y'all to kind of share some tips and tricks that are going to help you out, not only to just help you balance better, but also just to help you balance and how that's going to work with everything else that you're doing as well. So yeah, happy to be here. Thanks,
Jeremy. We're thrilled to have you here as well. So before I turn it over to Jeremy and let him demonstrate some of these exercises he's going to demonstrate, I'm going to talk a little bit about the importance of balance. First, why does balance matter? First and foremost, good balance prevents falls and injuries, right? This is crucial for everyone, but especially for older adults or those with health conditions that affect balance. Every year, millions of people suffer injuries from falls, many of which could have been prevented if they'd had better balance. This area is particularly personal to me. Both my parents wound up in nursing homes over the last 2 years because of falls they had that resulted in injuries that were balance related. So, an important topic. Balance also impacts athletic performance, whether you're a professional athlete or a weekend warrior. Better balance means better control over your body. This leads to improved coordination, agility, and overall performance in both sports and physical activities. Isn't that right, Jeremy?
Yeah, that's absolutely right.
Lastly, balance is key for good posture and body alignment. When your balance is off, your body compensates in ways that can lead to poor posture, spinal misalignments, muscle imbalances, and eventually chronic pain. Conversely, abnormal spinal alignments affect nerve and muscle function and can be a cause of balance difficulties. This is one of the reasons that many of our patients come to our office to seek help. Now, chiropractic care can help improve balance by correcting spinal misalignments. This will enhance the body's overall equilibrium and also improves proprioception, which is the body's ability to sense its position in time and space. And by enhancing nervous system function, which improves communication between the brain and body, that allows for better balance control. Hopefully that makes sense. Now, if you or somebody you care about is struggling with balance issues, or you have some other condition that you'd like to find out how chiropractic might be able to help, if you call our office, we'll set up an initial exam. That'll include a very thorough history and consultation, a comprehensive examination, including neurological and orthopedic tests and any necessary x-rays. And then we're going to follow that appointment up with a special appointment to review your exam findings with one of our doctors. And then we can also discuss what treatment options might help you reach your goals. Call our office, 512-345-9355. Mention the word balance. Those services are valued at $348. You'll receive just $97 if you mention the word balance when you call. All right, we want to help. Now, the benefits of good balance extend beyond just preventing falls, even though that's important. For one, balance training strengthens your core muscles. Your core is engaged in maintaining balance, so regular balance exercises can lead to a stronger, more stable midsection. Moreover, working on your balance increases overall body awareness and proprioception, which Jeremy is going to talk with you more about in just a moment. That's, again, your sense of where your body is in space. And this can help you move more efficiently and safely, which is especially important if you're older. Interestingly, you may not be aware of this, but balance training also boosts cognitive function, or the way your brain works. The act of balancing requires focus and concentration, and this requires complex coordination between multiple areas of your brain. Studies have shown that balance exercises can improve memory, and they've also found that children's academic performance has improved in the classroom. Challenging your brain regularly with balance exercises, like the one Jeremy's getting ready to show you, promotes what's called neuroplasticity. Neuroplasticity is the nervous system's ability to produce additional nerve endings, both in the brain and also in the periphery. And that can lead to all kinds of cognitive benefits, like improved learning ability. Many balance exercises require cross-hemispheric communication. Big word, right? We've got two hemispheres in our brain, and the ability for our brain to be able to communicate between hemispheres can improve cognitive processing and mental efficiency, so that's important as well. And lastly, balance exercises can build cognitive reserve, which is the brain's resilience and ability to repair from age-related changes or damage, which potentially can delay cognitive decline, as we often see with people as they age. Speaking of which, as we age, our balance tends to naturally decline due to factors like decreased muscle strength, slower reflexes, and changes in our sensory systems. That's why it's so common to see older adults struggle with balance. Maintaining balance is crucial for preserving independence as we age. Simple tasks like getting out of bed, climbing stairs, or walking on uneven surfaces all require good balance. Without it, these everyday activities can become challenging or even dangerous. Fall prevention is a huge concern for older adults. Regular balance exercises can obviously significantly reduce the risk of falls, and again, this is a leading cause of injury and loss of independence among seniors. So how can we improve balance? This is where it's going to get interesting. The good news is we can work on balance at any age, all right? The earlier we work on balance and commit to balance improving strategies, the less likely we'll develop balance problems later on in life. I mean, there's simple things you can do on a daily basis, like brushing your teeth standing on one foot, brushing your teeth standing on one foot with your eyes closed, standing on an unstable surface. These are some simple things you can do at home. But I'm going to go ahead and turn the webinar over to Jeremy at this time, and he's going to talk about things that you can do, give you some more exercises, and also talk about challenges he sees with his own patients. All right, Jeremy, take it away.
All right, great. So I love talking about balance. Like I said, I think it's an area that often gets overlooked because we just think it's easy. We think that it's not as challenging as it might be, and so we kind of overlook it. But if you're working with a professional in any capacity, I would definitely mention balance. And hey, how can we incorporate balance into my regular program? If you're working with a personal trainer, I would highly recommend that personal trainer is doing some sort of balance training with you, because it's something that doesn't take a lot of time, but it's going to benefit in every other area of training as well. And everything that Dr. Neblett said, absolutely true. Sounds maybe like a lot, but it really does have all of those benefits and more. So I'm extremely happy to talk about balance and show you how you can better find balance in everything that you're doing, and just a couple exercises that you can do. But I think, first things first, we have to admit to ourselves that balance is hard. A lot of clients that I work with, whenever we get into balance type exercises, it's very challenging and it gets very frustrating for them. And I have to remind them, hey, this is not an easy exercise. This really is challenging. So first and foremost, I think we need to just acknowledge the fact that, hey, balance is necessary. Balance is something that we need to work on, and we need to work on it because it's something that we need to be better at it, and we're not very good at it in general. So let's just admit that. Balance is hard. Secondly, just like anything else that we want to be better at, that we want to improve, it's going to take time. We got to set aside time for it. We need to give it an effort, right? We need to bring some energy, give some energy to the things that we want to improve at. And then lastly, we can't just do it a couple times here and there and expect for just these amazing results, because that just doesn't happen. So we need to be consistent. I recommend, my professional recommendation on that is to do about 10 to 15 minutes of balance exercises about 3 times per week. That's no more than an hour every single week, and it's very easy to find 10 to 15 minutes here and there to work on it. Find a friend. If you have a partner at home, or a sibling, a brother, a wife, spouse, husband, however that looks, do this together. Find time to have some fun together and really just improve your balance, for the benefit of everything else that you're doing. And then lastly, the point that I want to touch on before I jump into things is really just where does balance come from? And Dr. Neblett talked about this, but there's 3 areas of strength where your balance is going to stem from. And first and foremost, that's going to be your core, right? Strong core, strong body, just in everything that we do. So make sure that you're focusing on core strength and doing some core exercises. The easiest one is going to be getting down on the floor and doing a plank, holding a plank, bracing, breathing, and just strengthening those inner core muscles. Secondly is joint strength, and that comes from strength training. You're going to find a lot of stability whenever you have a lot of balance. So as long as you have a very stable joints, a lot easier to find balance in that as well. And that comes with doing the proper exercises and strength training as well. And then lastly is just having strong muscles. Again, this comes from strength training. That's why we do what we do here. We know that if we have a strong body, it includes core, a lot of joint stability, joint strength, and strong muscles, then we're in a really good shape to just be better balanced overall. So let's talk about the stuff that you really want to hear about, which is our balance exercises. So it's very simple. We don't need to make this more challenging than it needs to be. Number one is if you can do this, then you can move on, but I highly recommend that you start here. We get into this narrow stance. All right, this is just a narrow stance. I'm not going to stand with my feet apart. That's a base stance. Gives us a little bit more base to work with. So bring those feet together, and then I'm going to cross my arms across my chest. If I'm standing there, my feet are together, that's a very narrow stance. And then from here, I'm just going to look to the left, and then I'll look to the right. Look to the left, look to the right. Pretty easy for most of us. Now, if we close our eyes and we do the same thing, you might find that those feet start wiggling around in the floor, because now we're just creating a more proprioceptive environment by closing our eyes and not having the ability to see with our eyes, and that just forces our body to feel a little bit more and find balance in that. So that's going to be number one. If that feels good for you, then I would move on to more of a tandem stance. And I'll show you from the side, but you're going to bring these feet from a narrow stance and then just put one foot right into the other. It's kind of like that walking drill, just walk in a straight line, one foot right into the other. And then from there, I'll put my arms right across my chest. If I can stand here and I have good balance, now I'm going to turn my head to the left, and then I'll turn my head to the right. I'll turn my head to the left, and I'll turn my head to the right. And then from there, your next progression would be to close your eyes. So close your eyes, and that's going to totally change the game, right? Even for me, I feel like my legs start wiggling, my feet start wiggling, and that's just by closing my eyes. So that's going to be number two. So if you can stand in a narrow stance and then get into a tandem stance, turn your head. If that feels good, close your eyes. That's going to be your progression there. And then from there, if that feels great, now you can take it to a whole nother level. And that's basically your next progression is now creating a more proprioceptive environment. Here at Bldg Coaching, we use what is a foam pad or an Aerex pad, and this is just kind of a cushy foam pad, but when you stand on it, it creates a less stable environment, more proprioception, and allows you to work more. At home, if you have a cushion or a pillow or something that kind of looks like this, you can do the same thing. You can just throw that on the floor, or you can get these on Amazon for like 20 bucks. So for me, if I want to progress both of those exercises that I just did, now I'm getting into my narrow stance on this foam pad, right? Foam pad. Now it's a little bit less unstable. I'll go through the same thing, turning my head, and then I'll close my eyes. If I want to get into my tandem, maybe same thing right here. I just get into my tandem stance, get everything in a good balance, turn your head, and then close your eyes. That's just going to make it more challenging. So everything that you want to get better at, once you're good at one point, now you want to progress it. And closing your eyes, creating a more stable, more unstable environment are going to be great ways to progress certain exercises. So let's talk about 5 exercises that you can do kind of after you get through the narrow stance and the tandem that I think are going to be really helpful for you in getting you onto a single leg. And then the same thing, close your eyes, create a more unstable environment are going to be your progressions there. But here's the 5 exercises. Number 1, stand on one leg. Right? If you want to bring those hands, this is great. This maybe helps us balance a little bit, but I like to cross my hands across my body because now I can kind of find my balance. Here, I'm just going to close my eyes, right? I can turn my head, same thing, with my eyes open and then with my eyes closed. If I need to, I'll just create a more unstable environment. But stand on one leg. If you can stand, I think it was 30 to 60 seconds, depending on ages, that's great. And you're going to find it's challenging. It's not easy, nor should it be, because it's something that we just have to get better at. Here's your next one. It's a single leg balance reach. I love this one. It's one I do with a lot of my clients. But I'm going to get into one leg. And whenever we get into one leg, let's feel kind of our foot in the ground and sinking into the heel and then kind of pushing right up into this hip. If I have a straight leg, very hard to balance on that. But if I can sink into it and get a little soft bend in my knee, push up into that hip, that's going to be a little bit more of a stable position. Okay, so my single leg balance reach is just reaching for 3 points of contact. Single leg balance, I'm reaching 1, and then out, and then back. That's it. Cool. I got 3 points of contact. 1, I'm not touching, I'm just reaching for it, and back. Again, close your eyes. That's going to make it very, or a lot more challenging. Get a foam pad, something like that will be challenging as well. So that's your single leg balance reach. Your next one is going to be your single leg stand. So if you just sit on a chair, sit on a bench, I can kick my foot out, load into that heel, push up into this hip, load, and then stand up. That's going to be pretty challenging. So right there, you can do it with your eyes closed. You can get an AirX pad, something that's going to create a more proprioceptive environment. So your single leg stand, that's great. I would probably do like 5 to 10 on one side and then 5 to 10 on the other. That's 3 exercises. Your next one is going to be your single leg toe touch. So now it's going to get a little bit more challenging. I'm going to get on one leg, and now I'm just going to come down across the body and touch my toe, and then come right back up. Come down across the body, touch my toe. Notice I'm staying in my heel, pushing up into this hip, come down and touch. Close your eyes, grab a foam pad, progress those as you feel you are able to. And then your last one is going to be, you can kind of add some weights. If you have some weights around, you can get into a single leg and just move weight from left to right. And that's always a very challenging one to do. So if I have my weight in my right hand, I'm just going to move it over to my left. Right? I'll move it right back over to my right. If I want to, I can move it under my leg. That'll be a little bit more challenging. Maybe I go behind my head and then bring it over to the other side. So there's a lot of different ways you can transfer weight from left to right. That's also going to be a little bit of progression or be a bit more challenging to help you with your balance exercises. So that's kind of a great way to start. Again, I'll just run down that list, but being narrow, finding a tandem, using the eyes closed, or creating a more proprioceptive environment for progression, and then getting into your single leg exercises, your single leg, a single leg reach, a single leg sit to stand, single leg toe touch, and then a single leg, some kind of weight transfer. But in conclusion, there's plenty of ways to do it. You just got to do it. And I think that's the biggest point there is, don't take it lightly. Make it part of your regular program, and you're going to see the benefits from it. Give it time, give it the effort, give it the consistency that it needs, and I guarantee you that you're going to see big results, not only just with your balance, but in everything else that you're doing as well.
All right, thank you, Jeremy. That was awesome. Jeremy helped me with my balance when in some of the sessions we've done, and it really does make a difference. But I asked him to do them instead of me because he does them a lot better than I do. So in conclusion, to wrap up, physical balance is more than just a developed skill. It's a crucial component of overall health and well-being. From preventing falls to boosting brain function, the benefits of good balance literally touch every aspect of our lives. So I encourage you all, incorporate some form of balance training, some of the things Jeremy showed us. You may have other ideas, but incorporate those into your daily routine. Your body and your brain will thank you. If you or somebody that you care about struggles with balance or has other health issues and you'd like to find out how we might be able to help, call our office 512-345-9355. We'll set up that initial examination with a consultation, exam, any necessary x-rays, and then follow that up with an appointment with one of the doctors to discuss examination findings and discuss a treatment options with you to see how we can help. That phone number is 512-345-9355. Mention the word balance, and we'll do that for $97, down from our normal $348 price tag. Next month, we're really excited. Dr. Mary is going to be discussing the beneficial effects of sunlight on brain function. It's going to be very interesting, so be sure and tune in. I want to thank Jeremy Ellis of Goodly Coaching. Thanks, Jeremy, for his contribution today. As I mentioned, I've worked with Jeremy before as a personal trainer. He's my personal trainer. He's fantastic. His contact information, by the way, is in our webinar notes if you're interested in contacting him for help with balance exercises or other fitness needs. He's awesome. That's www.goodlycoaching.com. So on behalf of the staff and doctors of 4 Points Family Chiropractic, as well as Jeremy Ellis with Goodly Coaching, here's to a more balanced future. Thanks, everyone.